in public funding, something Illinois has been unwilling to do. Now, the promising site is near Wolf Lake, and the Hoosier State is willing to build the stadium themselves. The Bears would then rent with an option to buy. The Stadium Authority bill now goes back to the Senate, and if passed, Republican Governor Mike Braun has already said he will sign it.
Now, despite this development, Governor Pritzker is sounding more upbeat about the Bears today, saying he and other leaders are continuing their talks with the NFL franchise. The Democrats also question Indiana lawmakers and if they're even acting on behalf of their residents by trying to get the team across state lines.
I'm very interested to see how the people of Indiana and the voters of Indiana feel about the massive increases in taxes that are being proposed, about paying for a stadium in Indiana for the Chicago Bears. Do they want to raise their taxes to pay for a stadium in the state of Indiana for the Chicago Bears? We'll see. So that's a question for people who live in Indiana. Here in Illinois, we continue to have really positive discussions with the Chicago Bears, and I think you're going to see progress over time here. But importantly, you know, I'm a Chicago Bears fan, believe very much that they ought to be based in Illinois, and I'm going to do everything I can without harming the taxpayers of the state of Illinois in the process of making sure that, you know, we can do everything we can to keep them in the state.
Okay, so Illinois will start its next defensive plan Thursday. That's when a House committee will discuss and talk about a tax bill known as a pilot deal. Basically, it will let the Bears do negotiating and talk about the amount of property taxes they would pay in Arlington Heights over a period of 30 years or more. A big power move and this fight for a new stadium. Okay, let's go outside.
Let's do. How's it looking out there, T?
Cold.
Yeah, cold
Gray.
and overcast, and it started out with sunshine this morning.
Did it?
It did. I don't know what happened.
It was sun and shining?
Yes, it was sunning and shining, Emily.
Yeah, you know, there was a little bit of sunning and shining out there today. But yes, during the midday, the afternoon hours, we certainly started to cloud things back over again. And also, it's really gusty. If you haven't been out and about today, I think that's the biggest weather story out there currently, is that we have wind chill temperatures for a lot of us that are closer to the low to mid 20s. Actual air temps are sitting in the mid to upper 30s, but with those gusty southwesterly winds, it's feeling a lot colder. Something else that we're tracking, we have a storm system that is passing by to our north, but we're going to be seeing a cold front swinging through. So that's going to be bringing in some precipitation here later on this evening. That's going to continue into the overnight, mainly in the form of kind of a rain-snow mixture. We're not looking at any major accumulations. Your forecast low temperatures tonight, we're dropping down into the 20s. Tomorrow's going to be cold, but we will get back to seeing some sunshine. Those details coming up.
All right, Emily, thank you. Right now we want to talk about the latest going on in Mexico. Security forces, they are trying to contain cartel violence. It all started after the military took out a big cartel boss. Now, they tried to bring him in alive, but as soon as they showed up, everything popped off. Next thing, his people were out in the streets. People got hurt, stores, cars set on fire. Whole areas just turned upside down, really. And if you know anybody in that area right now, they're being told to stay inside. The White House says no Americans got killed or hurt.
Yeah, and people are...
The Mexican drug cartels know not to lay a finger on a single American, or they will pay severe consequences under this president.
Now, if you know anyone stuck there, snap a pic of that number that we have on your screen right now. The State Department set up a 24-hour line to help out.
Savannah Guthrie says her family is now offering a $1 million reward for information leading to the recovery of her mother, Nancy. In a new post on Instagram, the Today Show host says that they're still holding out for a miracle, but they realize it might be too late.
It is day 24 since our mom was taken in the dark of night from her bed. We are offering a family reward of up to $1 million for any information that leads us to her recovery.
Nancy Guthrie was last seen at a family dinner on January 31st. Police believe she was kidnapped.
All right, new body cam video just came in, and just so you know, some of these details are really tough to hear. It shows Downer Grove police and the 19-year-old accused of stabbing a pregnant woman more than 70 times and then setting her on fire.
Leslie Moreno is live to walk us through what happened. Leslie?
Hey guys, good evening. Yeah, this case gets more disturbing as we learn more details about the case. I just went through about 2 hours of that body cam footage obtained from the Downers Grove Police Department. Through the entire time, the 19-year-old is very calm, as if nothing happened. 19-year-old Netis Ravukas is accused of stabbing 30-year-old Eliza Morales inside her Downers Grove apartment last month and setting her and her home on fire. She was 5 months pregnant. According to court documents, the attack stemmed from a Facebook Marketplace purchase. Ravukas was allegedly unhappy with the condition of the truck he bought from them and took his anger out on her. The body cam footage starts off just hours after the attack on January 26. Police arrive at the home he was staying at in Westmont to question him. He appears calm, as if nothing happened. At first, he claims he did not go inside the apartment, but according to court documents, we know Ravukas later confessed to the killing. More body cam footage also shows Ravukas being transported to jail, again very calm, at one point kicking his feet up in the back of the vehicle and attempting to take a quick nap. Take a listen to what he says when police tell him about the fire. He's arrested not long after that.
I want to let you know, though, that there was a fire at that building.
Mm-hmm.
Are you aware of that?
No.
No. Not worried.
Put your hands behind your back. You're under arrest, okay? Thank you.
Ravukas has also denied sexually assaulting Morales. However, prosecutors say not only was there bruising, but there were also signs that she was burned down there as well. He's also accused of stabbing the family dog between the eyes. Last we checked, Ravukas was injured while locked up in county jail just hours after he appeared in court for the first time. Ravukas is due back in court on March 3rd. If you'd like to see those full videos, we have them up on foxchicago.com. We'll toss back to you guys in the studio.
All right, Leslie, thank you. Closing arguments are happening today in a civil trial over a wrongful police raid back in 2018 here in Chicago. Ebony Tate's family is taking the city to court. She says the police raided her home and pointed assault rifles at her kids. Tate also says officers made her mom stand outside without pants. Police say they were after a gang member who was actually at the house next door. Officers involved say they never pointed a gun at anyone.
Chicago might be facing a big financial hit.
A judge just said the city overcharged people for city stickers and parking tickets, and now they owe millions. Tia Ewing's got details on how one driver in particular was affected. Tia?
Well, I went through this lawsuit, and there are a lot of scathing allegations, really, against the city of Chicago. In this case, this man got hit with a $1,600 fine for 4 city sticker violations. That's exactly what happened to Kyle Garchar back in 2018 when he couldn't pay the fines. He couldn't legally drive his car, and since he was working as a rideshare driver at the time, that basically meant he couldn't work at all.
Until I got set up in, I think it was like a payment plan, I wasn't able to continue driving, and then I think there was additional fees and whatnot, like to enter the payment plan, and then if you default it, there's additional fees. So it's one of those things where it just stacks up and it just perpetuates a cycle of indebtedness to the city. Then you won't get a ticket.
And that's when Garchar decided it wasn't fair and he had to do something about it. He is one of 2 plaintiffs in this lawsuit against the city of Chicago over parking sticker violations. Tickets turned into debt because of late fees. A judge says it went way too far and ruled that the city violated state law by charging penalties that exceeded a $250 cap on municipal fines. 16 years ago, the city started to raise ticket prices to the point where several exceeded that cap. City stickers went from $100 to $200 with an additional $200 late penalty. People unable to pay lost their cars, and even many city workers lost their jobs.
One of our plaintiffs in that case, the city issued something like 35 tickets to him over the course of a month. And I mean, do the math, it was tens of thousands of dollars. And again, this is not a safety issue. These people weren't speeding or running red lights or causing any safety hazard. Make no mistake, this practice has harmed the most vulnerable people in the city. End of story. And it's spanned now 3 different administrations, and not a single one of them has done anything about it.
Now, if this stands, Chicago must refund nearly $70 million in overcharges, plus another $34 million in interest. The judge also wiped out nearly $94 million in unpaid fines and fees that haven't yet been collected. The city says it is eyeing a possible appeal. Of course, this is a story we will follow closely. Terrence and Sylvia.
All right, Tia, thank you. President Trump wants you to stay up late. He's promising a very long State of the Union address.
But what will he be talking about? There's a whole lot of ground to cover. We have a preview after the break.
Why a multi-million-dollar project is putting Chicago on the map for advanced manufacturing.
Batter up. Wrigley Field is gearing to make history. We've got details on the first Chicago HBCU Baseball Classic.
All right, let's fill you up with some details on the forecast.
Right?
I'm kind of mad, though. I missed the sun today.
I know. You did miss it because it was beautiful this morning, and I was so excited, and then it tragically went away. Yes.
Yes, it
Vitamin
did.
D is so important.
Well, you know, you'll get some of that tomorrow, but today
okay.
is no longer your day. Yeah, so we have cloud cover out there. Temperatures are sitting in the 30s. Wind chill temps for a lot of us are back down to the mid-20s, and that's because of gusty south-southwesterly winds. So those winds are going to continue to remain gusty throughout this evening. And then even tonight, it's still going to be pretty breezy out there. Again, temperatures sitting in the 30s. Tonight, we're tracking at least a little bit of rainfall that's going to be coming through during the evening. After that, skies are going to become partly cloudy. We're going to clear out that cloud cover going into your Wednesday, and tomorrow actually looks really nice. We're going to be 36 degrees, nice and sunny on Wednesday. Thursday, partly cloudy, 41, and then we are looking at mid, maybe even upper 50s for your highs on Friday. Take advantage, though, because over the weekend, we're down into the 30s and 40s with another snow chance.
All right, Emily, thank you. It has been 4 years since Russia rolled into Ukraine. Almost 2 million soldiers have died so far. The U.S. is trying to get Ukraine and Russia to talk peace, but it's stuck. Nobody agrees on what to do about parts of Ukraine that Russia still holds or how to handle security after. It only happens once every 30 to 33 years. Because of the Lunar New Year, Ramadan, Lent are happening at the same time.
Chicago's religious communities are using this rare occurrence to raise awareness and highlight what they say is happening in Gaza and the West Bank. Community members say it is difficult to reflect or celebrate Ramadan, Lent, and Passover while their relatives face bombing, displacement, property destruction, and restricted access, that is, to food, water, and electricity. They told personal stories of people who live there, family and friends. Those who spoke today represented Muslim, Jewish, and Christian Chicagoans united in their message.
During these holy seasons of Lent, Passover, and Ramadan, where repentance is a value all three faiths cherish, we call on Israel to stop the continual violence in Gaza and the West Bank. Our liberation is tied together. Justice for the West Bank and Gaza means justice for our own Chicago area communities.
This news conference was held by the American Muslims for Palestine. The last time Ramadan and Lent overlapped was in 1992. This is traditionally a sacred time for reflection, fasting, prayer, and spiritual renewal.
Wall Street flipped the script from yesterday. Stocks popped back up today. That jump all because people are feeling good about spending money, and investors are waiting to see what the president says about money in his big speech tonight.
Major delivery service FedEx is suing the Trump administration over financial impacts over the president's tariff policies. The lawsuit is seeking a full refund for the payments it made under the tariff policies. This is the first major lawsuit since the Supreme Court ruling on Friday overturning the previous policy. Still unclear how much FedEx has paid in tariffs or if the Supreme Court's ruling will allow businesses to receive refunds.
All right, it is wild out here. Scammers are using AI to fake emails, texts, and calls. The tricks are old, but the new tech makes them way sneakier.
And when those scams involve the mail, federal postal inspectors are stepping in. Casey Cronus has what we all need to be on the lookout for. Casey.
That's right. Typically, we think of the FBI as leading cybercrime investigations, which they do. But the U.S. Postal Inspection Service also takes action because sometimes scams turn to the mail when people are asking you to send money.
If you're getting attacked from all different directions when it comes to scammers trying to reach you,
AI is making fraud look more real than ever. 1 in 5 people fall victim to online scams. Last year, Americans lost $12 billion because of it. With National Consumer Protection Week around the corner, Inspector Eric Shen, who leads criminal investigations for USPIS, is reminding us how to spot red flags.
part of the fraud scheme, whether you get it via text, email, other than mail is still a part of it, meaning the scammers will still utilize the mail, whether to continue that communication with you, send you things, and then also the big thing is they want you to do is send them money.
The Postal Inspection Service doesn't only get involved when fraudsters impersonate them, but it is one of the scams they deal with. So beware of those suspicious texts and emails claiming that your package is delayed. Sometimes the scammer even provides a fake tracking number.
The post office will never text you to tell you your package is running late and you have to pay extra money for it. And if you do get one of those texts and you are expecting a package, reach out to the post office. Go there in person or call or go to USPS.com and research on your own. Do not click on that text.
Whether or not you fall for it, officials want to hear from you.
Do not feel ashamed. Report it. Go to USPIS.gov/report. Report the incident. Save any kind of communication you have with the scammer. Save any kind of bank documents. Contact your bank to try and stop those payments if it hasn't already gone through. The sooner you're able to get a hold of the postal inspectors, the sooner we're able to help as far as investigations and potentially even getting some of that money back.
We'll have links on how to report fraud on our website. In the meantime, you can enroll in the post office's Informed Delivery service. You'll get an email every day showing the mail and packages you're expected to receive. Reporting live in the South Loop, Casey Cronus, Fox Chicago.
All right, Casey, thank you. Let's take a pause for a second. We'll be right back. You know where that is, Capitol Hill. President Trump heading over there soon for his State of the Union.
It's going to be a long speech because we have so much to talk about.
You do. He's got a lot on his plate. There's tension with Iran. The Supreme Court just knocked down his tariff plan. The Department of Homeland Security is shut down. His approval numbers are dropping. Last year, he talked for an hour and 39 minutes. That's a record.
Well, affordability is also a big topic this evening, and Brett is joining us right now with more on that and what's involved.
Yeah, you found out one of them is specifically about utility bills.
Yeah, certainly there's going to be a lot of people watching this one tonight, as some outlets like the Wall Street Journal are now reporting that the president is going to be announcing some kind of deal tonight with some of the major tech companies when it comes to energy costs and data centers. So the president is reportedly going to announce a new ratepayer protection pledge. Now, some tech companies have allegedly pledged to pay more for electricity, specifically in areas where they're building new data centers. But we don't know the specifics of this reported deal or how this is going to impact you at home and what you pay. But this is designed to keep your costs from surging. You may remember Fox Chicago right here has reported extensively on the rise of data centers going up in the Chicagoland area and how you're paying more for your utility bills. And one of those areas that we're talking about, Northwest Indiana and NIPSCO customers who are going to be watching this tonight, they have reported to us that their bills have doubled, even tripled in the last year.
Everybody posting their bills, trying to pay their bills, talking about what they're having to cut back and how desperate people are getting. And everybody has been writing to the president, our legislators, Governor Braun, begging that we need help. And it's just, we just can't seem to be getting answers to help us out. And it's just upsetting when we see they told about the Bear Stadium and things like that within the state of Indiana, when we're all wondering how are we going to pay our next NIPSCO bill.
You just heard from Terry Logan from Hamla, who just started a Facebook page where they're talking about their high NIPSCO bill. So there's about 30,000 followers on that page. So certainly she's planning on watching the president's speech tonight. As she told me today, that she's now dipping into her savings to pay her recent utility bill, and that ended up being right around $500. So certainly this issue is not going away anytime soon.
Yeah. All right, thanks for that, Brett. The official Democratic response will be delivered by the newly elected governor of Virginia, Abigail Spanberger. We counted at least 19 lawmakers planning to skip tonight's speech to attend what they are calling the People's State of the Union at the National Mall. Illinois' Delia Ramirez has confirmed she will be attending that rally. Representative Sean Casten and retiring 9th District Representative Jan Schakowsky are also skipping tonight's address. And in a statement, Schakowsky wrote, quote, "I cannot in good conscience sit in that House chamber and pretend everything is normal while families across my district are leaving in constant fear of this administration and fighting every day just to keep food on the table and a roof over their heads."
Now, Representative Chuy Garcia, who's retiring from the 4th District, says he's going. He invited Marmar Martinez to go with him. Last year, a federal agent shot her 5 times in Chicago during Operation Midway Blitz. Some Democrats say they are bringing family members of Jeffrey Epstein victims, too.
I want the president to look the victims and their families in the eyes and say that this investigation is over and that there's nothing more to see, because that's what he's been saying.
If you want to watch the President's State of the Union, it's on Fox 32 at 8 tonight. We'll have reactions and what both sides say on the late news.
From America's next top model to free breakfast, hotel chains want to skip the most important meal of the day, but will that make you skip on your next booking?
Who's really the nice one? Your brother or your sister? Science just dropped the receipts.
What do you think the answer to that is?
I know the answer.
tonight on Fox.
All right, time right now, 4:30. Hope your afternoon's going fantastic. This might make it a little bit better. There's a group in Brazil who's gone viral for something he did at his wedding. So the pastor goes to pray, hand up, and the groom just grabs it like he's going to give him a high five. Look. What? Whoops. This clip's already racked up over 4 million likes on Instagram. That's like the video I've seen of the dentist reaching for a tool, and then the patient thinks the dentist is trying to make a heart with the fingers.
And he finishes it for Okay, that's hilarious. See the wife kind of going, oh my gosh.
No.
Okay, you're probably talking about it at work, the nail salon, and everywhere else you go see people.
Yeah, it's on Netflix right now. Reality Check, the docuseries is all about America's Next Top Model. It's still the top show. 14.2 million people have watched it.
Yeah, a lot of controversy.
Yeah.
Have you guys watched it?
Absolutely.
You got me to watch it. Have you seen it?
I watched it twice.
Okay.
I want to make sure I didn't miss anything.
Yeah.
Okay, so one of the stars is Nigel Barker. On the show, he was the man behind the camera, a fashion photographer, now a husband and father. Barker reflected on the good, bad, and the ugly of the show. He joins us on Chicago Now, and I asked him, has he spoken with Tyra Banks, and is a reboot completely out of the question?
I haven't spoken to Tyra since the documentary aired. I don't think any of me, Jay, or Jay have spoken to her yet. And whether there's a reboot, I know she teased it. I mean, I think that there's certainly the opportunity, for it. I think there's only one. Look, you have to tease the waters.
Yeah, everybody's interested. They want to see, probably what's next. Barker didn't rule out that America's Top Model could be revived, but says based on today's standards and what's right and wrong, the show would have to be done carefully to make sure the models are always protected.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
It's a good watch, even if you've never watched the show when it was on. I recommend you watch. It's really good.
No, I thought it was very good. And I was not a fan of the show. I just never had the chance to watch it. So I still was intrigued by this documentary.
I learned something new, too. So the people that were behind putting it together also did the Osama bin Laden documentary. So, I mean, if they can get that right, then it makes sense why this was so riveting.
Yeah, it really was.
Chair, looking like Carmen Sandiego with a trench coat on, lying.
Where in the world is
People just wanted an apology. Like, an apology goes a long
I wonder if she'll come back out. And
I was wondering too, like, did she, like, sometimes in the editing room things get cut out. So I've been waiting to see, I even asked Nigel, like, did they cut anything out, like, from your interview? And he basically said no, like, you saw a great representation of who I am,
thought it was fair.
I had to say. So I was curious about that with Tyra because I was expecting some type of apology. Yeah, we'll still wait.
It's not over yet. The fact that so many people are watching this documentary.
And there's another one coming out too on
About the same thing.
About the same thing. Different cast of people talking in this one. I think Janice Dickerson will be in this one.
We want to hear from her.
Well, I'll be watching that for sure. Okay, the future of a hotel staple could soon be in jeopardy.
What?
Yep, more hotel chains apparently taking away that complimentary breakfast that's so
Not
yummy.
the liquid eggs.
Right? The trend started last year's hotels saw their sales slipping. Upscale and boutique hotels are more likely to get rid of free breakfast, but the cutbacks are trickling down to those mid-tier hotels as well. And this is despite a recent survey that found guests continue to rate breakfast as an important part of their stays. And this is important for people with children too. Like, you say you have a soccer team going somewhere. It's just so much easier and convenient for them to do this.
Carton eggs or not in the little liquid form. You're absolutely right. Or powdered. Well, a TikTok influencer, I don't know how y'all gonna feel about this, facing backlash over a so-called hack to wash her underwear while traveling. Take a look.
Not to draw.
All you have to do, put your underwear where you would put the coffee grounds. You close it, you press brew, and it puts scorching hot water through it. You guys, then the hairdryer in the bathroom, you'll blow dry those bad boys.
You are nasty.
My gosh.
N-A-S-T-Y, nasty.
You know when you use a Keurig, it spits out the hot water.
Why can't you just do that in a sink?
It makes good sense,
I don't
right?
understand.
This is unsanitary.
That's disgusting.
But you heard her right. She said what she said. This woman claims she uses the hotel room Keurig to wash her dirty undies. Just don't wear none if you're going to do this. The video has racked up more than 500,000 views.
Okay, I am never using a coffee maker in a hotel room again.
Most people called her out for being gross, like we are here. There are even rumors that she is being sued by a hotel chain for $1 million. In an interview with People magazine, the woman said the lawsuit rumors are false and claims that she has never actually used the tip and and had merely heard it from a friend. Maybe she did it to go viral because we're living in those times.
When I heard about it earlier, I heard coffee and draws. So I was thinking like she was soaking them in
like coffee
in a mug that was already made.
Got it.
No. And I was like, well, that wouldn't clean them either.
No.
That's nasty.
Okay, so she says she uses the coffee maker at the hotel, and then she blow dries the underwear because she had a blow dryer. She was
yes, then she blow dries them.
Oh, that's
we gonna try it out?
Hell, I mean, heck no.
You're trying to get Sylvia.
I got you. I'll get you with this one too. But you don't have any brothers. You got brother-in-laws.
My brother. I have an older brother.
I thought it was all girls.
Nope, he's the oldest of 5.
Okay, so y'all know the debate, brothers versus sisters, who's nicer at home. Science has stepped into this. And look, if you got a sister like me, this one's for us. You listen to Monet? New research from Arizona State. Check families in 24 countries. The findings.
What they find?
Sisters go just as hard as brothers.
Yeah.
Sometimes even harder. So that idea that the girls are sweeter.
I don't believe it.
No.
Okay.
Not with siblings. You're actually more likely to argue or throw shade at your family than your friends. So bottom line, if you thought your brother was the problem, check yourself and check your sister too.
I believe that.
I think I will tell you, my brother is super sweet. He is, of all of us, he is the sweetest. He is.
And he grew up with
with 4 sisters. Can you imagine? But he was treated like royalty, though. He was the king of the house and he used to drive us crazy. We used to have to like vacuum around him, and then we used to joke that it was like his like inscription was left on the carpet.
Hilarious.
He didn't have to move. Mom was like, work around him, okay? He's had a hard night.
Are you the baby, right?
Yes, I know you'd never guess that.
Oh, no, I'd guess that.
Baby, I'm in between a baby and an only child.
Yep.
Oh, what does that tell you, T?
Everything I need to know.
About life.
Still to come before I get myself in trouble. Historic game coming to Wrigley Field as Black History Month winds down.
T, I didn't know you were an only child.
You can't tell.
A manufacturing giant picks Chicago, what they're building, and who's first in line for that job.
But first, here's a look at your show. Oh, Lord.
Yeah,
Who's all red? It was at least some green on there yesterday.
Yesterday was broken, remember?
Beep, beep, toot, toot. Come on back, y'all.
It's starting the day with hope. Knowing you're in the right place. Having access to advanced treatments and the most experienced cancer experts. When you're facing cancer, it's not just one thing that makes the difference. It's everything. The big, the small, the unexpected that helps you keep moving forward. Advocate Healthcare. Cancer care that makes the difference.
Black History Month can mean facing some hard truths from the past.
Now, right now, through March 15th, Chicago's newest live theater in Humboldt Park is taking that head on. Anita Blanton gives us a look behind the scenes of Trial in the Delta.
Night after night this Black History Month 2026, people are pouring into Collaboraction's new House of Belonging in the Kimball Arts Center for a communal trip back in time for a trial in the Delta.
Collaboration is a social justice, social change theater.
The nonprofit has been around for 30 years and allowed us to go behind the scenes.
This is more than art for this is their activism. This is how they show up and bring their talent to, creating a beloved community.
One by one, ahead of the evening's immersive theatrical event, this diverse ensemble shared that even 7 decades removed from Emmett Till's tragic trip from Chicago to Mississippi, their mission in bringing audiences inside the courtroom where his mother sought justice for her child's death still carries with it a great weight.
I love theater as the moment before the play starts, where the lights go down and you just go, okay, here we go. That's the magic of live theater.
When people saw what happened to my son, men stood up who had never stood before.
M.K. Gutierrez plays Mamie Till Bradley.
Mamie lived a nightmare so that I could live my dream. How she stood in the pain and the power all at once of what happened to her child, and how she wasn't going to let it just go by the wayside and stand up for herself no matter what.
Steve Silver takes on the role of lead defense attorney J.J. Breland.
If that identification, that places these men at that scene, then none of us are safe.
He invoked everything from the Bible to the Founding Fathers.
Mamie describes in her book that he was an attack dog. And so I need to be truthful to that.
His antics are all to get the jury to see why, at the time, Emmett Till's accused killers, who would later confess to the heinous crimes, should go free.
What was the hardest moment for you in the play?
Closing argument is this over-the-top speech, really not just defending the defendants, but defending the whole white supremacist way of life.
In their own words, because the co-adapters of this docudrama couldn't modify the original transcripts.
And we had to find the narrative in that 400 pages, and we couldn't add a single thing.
What do you want audiences to walk away with?
So I think the biggest thing, and Willie would say this for sure, is we want to keep the casket open. Just like Mamie Till she wanted the casket open so the world could see what had happened to her son, and so it doesn't happen again.
For years, Black families had fled the South, seeking refuge in Chicago from racial terror. But when Emmett Till's mutilated body returned north, it was a reminder of the very nightmare the Great Migration was meant to outrun.
Well, I looked at the face. I just looked it over very thoroughly, and I knew definitely that it was my boy, beyond the shadow of a doubt.
But this woman who didn't have a care in the world had to, her life flipped upside down, where she had to care about everybody's business. We are all each other's everybody's business.
A sentiment that resonated with thousands as the civil rights movement began months later.
It's in this room that audiences are reminded of just how quickly lives can change and how powerful it can be to use your pain for a greater purpose. And they actually make time after each show for what they call a critical conversation. Yes, assessing the hurt from the past, but how you can use your voice in the future as well. Anita Blanton, Fox Chicago.
Cold front, flurries, then sunshine and a big warm up. Emily's ready to spill it all.
Fox.
All right, so we're back on a weather roller coaster soon, or we never got off?
We never really got off of it, yeah. So out there today, you know, it's been very gusty, it's been very windy. Temperatures, not so bad. We're sitting in the mid-30s. It just doesn't feel like the mid-30s at all because of those gusty winds. So the wind chill factor right now for a lot of us is actually in the low to mid-20s. But your highs today, we did crack 40 in Joliet, same thing in LaSalle, 39 in Morris, 34 in Rensselaer, hit 34 in Gary, 32 in Valparaiso, 35 at O'Hare, and 36 degrees in Waukegan. Average for this time of the year sits right around 39 degrees or so. So we're really not too far off from that in most spots. Wind chill temperatures right now ranging from low to mid-20s for most areas. The far west, southwestern sections where we are seeing those temperatures a little bit warmer has wind chill temps closer to that 30-degree mark. Your 5-day forecast here, we're looking at very up and down temperatures. So tomorrow we're going to be about the same as where we were today, likely seeing our highs in the mid-30s, low 40s expected on Thursday. Then Friday, we're going with upper 50s now. So there's going to be a lot of sunshine the next couple of days. Soak it in while it lasts because we're going to cloud things back over going into this upcoming weekend. And then temperatures are going to take a hit going into early next week. So we're right around the freezing mark for Sunday. And then I think we're going to stay there going into your Monday as well. So below average conditions expected early next week. Satellite and radar, here's what we're tracking for this evening. So there's a storm system that's passing well to our north, but the cold front associated with that is going to be swinging through this evening and tonight, bringing along with it the chance of some precipitation. So a lot of what you're seeing here on the radar, by the time it reaches us, I think it's going to struggle to actually make it to the ground. So we have a fairly dry air mass in place, but I do think that we're going to see some sprinkles coming through, possibly a few flurries. And then after this moves through, we're going to clear out the cloud cover again, and things look pretty good for tomorrow morning. So futurecast taking us into early tomorrow morning. Lots of sunshine expected. That's going to be the story all day long. And your high temperatures tomorrow are expected to be in the mid-30s. And again, nice and sunny on Wednesday. Another storm system is passing south of the region Wednesday night into early Thursday morning. We may pick up a little bit of cloud cover associated with that, but that should really be about all. I think more than anything, skies are expected to become partly cloudy going into your Thursday. So your 7-day forecast, mid-30s tomorrow, low 40s by Thursday. Friday, lots of sunshine. That's easily the best day of the week. 58 degrees for your high, so way above average. And then over the weekend, there's a couple storm systems that we're going to have to watch closely. As of right now, they don't appear to be major disruptors for us on Saturday and Sunday, just scattered snow showers. Temperatures, though, we're taking a hit early next week. We're going down into the 30s Sunday through Tuesday. We'll be right back.
ending soon.
The WNBA is giving players a deadline on accepting a new collective bargaining agreement.
Yeah, the league set March 10th as the deadline to avoid impacting the 2026 season schedule. The WNBA Players Association is planning to meet to discuss the next steps, including their response. The Players Union has already authorized a strike when deemed necessary. The league also met with team personnel on Monday to discuss what a shortened offseason could look like. Revenue sharing continues to be at the center of labor negotiations.
All right, as Black History Month winds down, Wrigley Field drops a history-making announcement. Its first historically black college and university baseball game this spring. On May 2nd, Prairie View A&M and Alabama A&M are taking over Wrigley for the Chicago HBCU Baseball Classic. You'll see marching bands, youth clinics, events all over the city. The Cubs and organizers are pushing for more opportunities for black athletes and honoring the HBCU legacy. Tickets are totally free. Just head to Cubs.com/HBCU Baseball Classic. Well, this company called DMG Mori is investing $40 million right here in Chicago. They're opening up new opportunities and bringing new jobs to the city. Now, they build precision tools that factories use for things like car parts and medical devices. The new facility is on Goose Island. There's 65,000 square feet for manufacturing and 25,000 for offices. City colleges and DMG Mori are starting a training program too, so people can learn on the job and move right into open positions. The facility will also handle defense projects and advanced manufacturing. Check out what Governor Pritzker says this means for the state.
DMG Mori will serve as an important example of this exciting new era for our state. For businesses looking to relocate and to grow here, the presence of manufacturing powerhouses like DMG Mori and the strength of our supply chain and what they feed into in the supply chain is really a crucial factor for attracting other businesses. And this investment is about the future in more ways than one.
Construction is about to start in Goose Island. When the doors open, DMG Mori's hiring 74 people. If you're at City Colleges, that training program is your way in, by the way.
So we've talked about this before here, how canines are being trained to sniff out hidden storage devices. Well, in Lake County, one pup has helped to rescue at least 5 children just last year. The canines work with the Sheriff's Office Internet Crimes Against Children team, which also arrested 13 people on a variety of charges in 2025, including possession of child sex abuse material and grooming. Lake County has an entire squad of canines, but credits Enzo with this successful run.
Robert Carradine has passed away. A lot of you knew him as Lewis from Revenge of the Nerds or as the dad on Lizzie McGuire. His family says he spent 20 years dealing with bipolar disorder. He was 71. And before we say goodbye, check this out. New Zealand had a wild fire rainbow in the sky. It looks straight up unreal. All these colors, science folks call it cloud iridescence.
Pretty.
It happens when sunlight hits tiny ice particles and thin clouds, but something has to line up just right. This is rare. This is like winning the lottery.
Wow, that's beautiful,
Really
isn't
is.
it? Oh, my goodness.
With the way everything goes these days, you see photos of this online and you're like, that's probably AI, but this is nature.
Yeah.
Nature at its finest.
It truly is.
All right, everyone, appreciate you joining us for First at 4.
The news at 5 starts right after this short break.
Download today.
Good evening, I'm Bill Malugin, and this is your Fox News Report. The State of the Union address is tonight, and President Trump says it's going to be a long one. The White House telling Fox the speech will focus on America's accomplishments at 250 years old. The president expected to tout the economy and affordability, as well as border security, and he will likely rail against last week's Supreme Court decision striking down tariffs, one of the president's key priorities. Some of the justices are expected front and center for that speech.
I love you. I'll put it on you. Absolutely. I'm not giving it back.
You'll also see some special guests. The men's Olympic champion hockey team visited the White House and will attend tonight's speech. Now, both the men's and women's team brought home the gold after beating Canada, but the women's team not in D.C. today because of what they say is a scheduling conflict. The violent aftermath visible in parts of Mexico today after this weekend's takedown of cartel leader El Mencho. American tourists are stuck in the mix, and experts say now is not the time to plan a spring break in Mexico. A new plea in the Nancy Guthrie case.
Someone out there knows